Micah Parsons continues to reshape the entire identity of the Green Bay Packers defense, with a presence so overwhelming that every snap seems to bend around his influence, and every offensive line he faces appears forced into constant retreat as the season progresses. The magnitude of his impact becomes clearer not only through statistics, but through the shift in energy dynamics and expectations within the organization and across the league. The Packers traded for him knowing they were bringing in a generational pass rushing talent, but even the most optimistic projections could not fully capture how seamlessly he would step into a leadership role, or how quickly he would begin rewriting the record books with the kind of consistency that only the greatest defenders in NFL history have ever approached since arriving from the Dallas Cowboys. Parsons has wasted no time in establishing himself as the engine of the Packers' defensive front. His ability to dictate matchups and absorb blocking attention has opened opportunities for every other player around him, and it has restored a level of disruption in Green Bay that had been absent in recent years. When the Packers took the field for their crucial divisional showdown against the Minnesota Vikings, the stage was already set for a statement performance, and Parsons answered with a level of dominance that left no questions about his importance to the franchise. He delivered to more sacks with a relentless motor that overwhelmed even the most well-paid and well-regarded offensive linemen in the league, including Christian Darrisaw, who could do little to prevent the collapse unfolding in front of him. With those efforts, Parsons reached 10 sacks through 11 games, a milestone that may seem routine for a player of his caliber, yet carries immense historical weight. Only one other player in the entire history of the NFL has begun his career with at least 5 straight seasons of double-digit sacks, and that player is Reggie White, widely considered one of the most fearsome defenders ever to step onto a football field. The significance of joining White in such an exclusive statistical company underscores the trajectory. Parsons is on a trajectory that suggests the potential for a career defined not merely by excellence, but by records, longevity, and a lasting imprint on the evolution of the pass rushing position. Kevin Seifert of ESPN highlighted how physically dominant Parsons was against Minnesota, emphasizing how forcefully he tossed aside Darrisaw, who was known for both his size and his reliability. Parsons did not simply win matchups, he controlled the tempo and set the tone for a defensive unit that collectively sacked Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy 5 times and delivered 10 quarterback hits in total. The ripple effect of Parsons' presence was undeniable. The Vikings offense spent the entire game under duress, unable to establish rhythm or maintain protection long enough for explosive plays. This level of cohesive pressure had been notably absent from the Packers' defense since 2020, when Zadarius Smith last produced a double-digit sack season, and the arrival of Parsons seems to have revived an aggression that Green Bay had been striving to rediscover. For the Packers' front office, coaching staff, and fan base, these performances carry a deeper symbolism. They represent not just production, but hope, a sense that the defensive struggles of previous seasons are beginning to fade into the past, replaced by a new foundation built around an elite talent entering the prime of his career. Parsons brings versatility, explosiveness, and instincts that cannot be taught, and the organization responded quickly by securing him with a long-term extension shortly after the trade, signaling that they view him as a central pillar of their identity for years to come. His ability to pressure quarterbacks from multiple alignments, win against double teams, and lift the intensity of the entire unit is something few players can replicate. As the Packers prepare for a spotlight matchup against the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving Day, the eyes of the nation will once again turn toward this emerging storyline. Parsons is not only pursuing greatness, he is setting a pace that elevates everyone around him, transforming the Packers' defense into a force that opponents must account for on every drive and every down. The anticipation surrounding his next performance reflects how dramatically he has reshaped expectations in Green Bay, and how vital he has become in the pursuit of postseason success and long-term competitiveness. His influence extends beyond the numbers into preparation, culture, mindset, and the confidence that a game-changing player brings to a locker room. For fans who have followed the ups and downs of recent seasons, seeing this resurgence unfold is an experience that reminds them of the eras when the Packers' defense struck fear into opponents and delivered game-altering plays when it mattered most. The story of this season, this defense, and this new chapter in Green Bay revolves around the rise of Micah Parsons and the possibility that the team is witnessing the beginning of something historic. If you want to stay connected with every development, every analysis, and every milestone along this Journey, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel as it helps the community grow and ensures you never miss any breakdowns on the moments shaping the Packers season and the NFL landscape.